Three things must happen to these boys, folks. Number one, throw them under the jail for at least a year, at least a year, so that they learn something. Terminate their rugby contracts and suspend them from school because they have gone crazy. This is not a true representation of a South Africa that we all want. Look at this. Just look at this. They are dancing. This is barbaric, bro. They're dancing. And the father of this boy who's getting bullied says he's never laid a hand on him. I'm going to play you that video. You're going to see it. And ladies and gentlemen, this video is heartbreaking. These boys are being barbaric and they need to be dealt with properly. They deserve each and everything that is coming to them because they are destroying this boy's childhood and his experience in school. It's fun for them. Only I think 4 have been identified so far. We need to identify almost all of them. There's more than 4 people in this room doing this. All of them, not just that 4 that has been identified. I'm going to show you their faces. But I think apparently breaking news is that they have been suspended. They need to be all suspended. He's begging them. Even when he's begging, they don't stop. Look at him, slime. Look at him, slime. Cowards, if you ask me. I mean, if you're doing this to one person and you're using weapons, you don't even have the decency and the honor to fight them. Man to man, a fist fight, mutual combat. Just have one of you fight him. You have to gang up and jump him. I mean, it's like... I'm in this bitch, bro. Look at that. Crazy if you ask me. All of them deserve to be under the jail, ladies and gentlemen. All of them under the jail, suspended and their contracts terminated. Because now they think they are people's fathers in school, right? Here they are. One of them is Brent Davids. Another Leo Weber. Chatley Davids. Jeremy Armstrong, the one who was doing the slime. Oh man, once a nigga, always a nigga, I'm telling you. Brent Davids, ladies and gentlemen. I found Brent Davids. Brent Davids is posted on the website of Ultimate Rugby South Africa. And he plays for South Africa under 18, the A team, ladies and gentlemen. 2 months ago, they played with Ireland at Durbanville High School in South Africa, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, this is going for him. That must be terminated. He must learn a lesson, a life lesson, that you do not do that to another human being. If they do not teach you decency at home, if the parents do not teach you properly how to treat other people, unfortunately then the world will give you a lesson. And unfortunately, we are the world, we are the children. Bang, that is gone. For just being stupid, for trying to please your friends over the misery of another kid. Ain't that amazing? Now that is gone, what you gonna do now? And we have to make sure that it is gone, ladies and gentlemen. We're not here for games. He must go. Look at him. Look at him. Look at this. This lady posted this. saying morning SA Junior Rugby Nitini about this bully from Milnerton High. People have been sending emails, bro. Let me read you this email. It's a very lengthy email, but I need to bring your attention to down here. The behavior exhibited in this video is utterly unacceptable and cannot be dismissed as mere youthful indiscretion. Bullying, particularly of this violent nature, has no place in our schools. So they need to be dealt with properly, and I say the same sentiment as Lucanio.
What boggles my mind, I need to be careful about my choice of words.
Yeah.
Why are these boys still free?
Yeah.
That was a criminal attack.
It's not bullying.
They should have been arrested already.
It's assault,
Somebody should
bro.
have taken action. Even the school itself, I don't know if they can lay charges against that. When you watch that video, you see a brutal criminal attack.
And the
against one boy.
And you know, they are bringing the name of the high school in disrepute, those boys. So the school has to deal with them properly. So they've suspended them. We don't know if they'll be coming back. They must be suspended indefinitely, because we cannot have these types of animals amongst us, amongst our kids. You know, people take their kids with their hard-earned money to these schools that are very expensive, expecting their kids to be educated. But there's some unparented kids somewhere who are going to come out and abuse little kids.
By a group of them,
Yeah.
and they're taking pride and enjoyment in it. That's a criminal attack. Whoever parents are this child, they should be filing assault charges already. Those boys don't belong in a school today as we speak. I'm telling you,
Facts.
they should be behind bars somewhere. Consequences must happen.
Yeah.
Consequences. I love how we black people say consequences. Consequences.
Otherwise, we see this thing again, there'll be another one. That is not bullying, by the way. That's a criminal attack. It's an assault.
Yeah, with
Exactly, bro.
GBH, eh? It's
Yes.
assault GBH. You see the boy begging. He's pleading with them. He's got his hands, you know, sort of in a praying position to plead that they please not hurt him. One picks up a bat, hits him on the back with a bat. One of the boys is taking the video. That's how we saw it actually circulating on social
And one of them
media.
is singing some
Some of them are
slogan
singing.
with
The other one is
Others are
busy
doing slay.
doing that kind of gesture to the camera.
Exactly, they're
clearly,
slave, bro.
Enjoyment for
Imagine.
them. So they should be in jail. I agree with you.
No, they
brother.
should be arrested. I'm shame on you boys, whoever you are.
Wherever you are. Listen, that guy, I like him. He's one of the few in mainstream media that I really like. I just like his personality, right? However, sometimes he gets his analysis very wrong, but I find him very funny. So don't ask why I'm laughing. I find that guy, the way he speaks, I just find him very funny, bro. And what happened is the EFF at Parklands. Is it Parklands? Oh, so the EFF are supposed to be marching now at 1 to Milnerton High School. They're saying down with racist bullies. They're trying, the EFF, they're trying to score political points from this, you know. They're already making it a racist issue. They're already saying this is a very racist incident and it must be dealt with. Amen. And all those boys colored, or did I miss something? Or a mixture of blacks and coloreds. I don't know how all of this is racist. They're just trying to politicize this, knowing that in 2026 we are going to municipal elections, and this is just a way for them in that region of the world of South Africa to garner political points and to get the votes, because everybody is emotional about this right now. I don't like parasites like these. These people are parasites, bro. That's why, you know, I've been thinking a lot about having a conference, starting a conference where we address political issues from a conservative point of view. And by conservative, we mean free market loving, very conservative. You know, we want law and order. We should fight against criminality. We should root out corruption, create jobs by removing over-regulation, and ensure that there's government efficiency by removing a lot of legislation that is impeding progress, especially in the business sector, you know. Here's the boy of the father, ladies and gentlemen, having an input on this, saying, you know, what breaks my heart is that I never even lay a hand on my son. And there are these monsters destroying his high school experience and just being animals to my son whom I never bit.
ibe ilesson kubo aba kuleni game ndingavuya kakhulu ndixolela uba ndingabunayo nesenti for umntana am uba bulishe zange ndambetha mna ngokwam akanobethwa ngabanye abantwana. Bendingathanda uba kwenzeke into ngabafana basuspendwe okanye basuswe kwesi sikolo because kuyatata.
I'll actually encourage the father to open charges. Encourage your kid to open charges against these boys. There's a lesson to be learned here. You know, they have to be rehabilitated. Being turned from animals and monsters into proper civilian human beings who do not go about beating people up for no reason. Jumping on people using weapons and sticks. Even if you wanted to fight, at least let one of you fight him. But even then, at school, that is not a place to fight. People send their children there to learn. You shouldn't be out there traumatizing other kids. There's a lesson to be learned here.
Rugby players
There's a lesson to be learned here, ladies and gentlemen. A very huge lesson. So that others as well, even when they think about doing something like this, at least they think twice about it. So this was the breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. So they say here, school governing body approves a precautionary suspension of 8 pupils, 8 of them, at Milnerton High School. A video circulating shows a pupil being attacked with hockey sticks and belts. Yeah, they must go. They must go, ladies and gentlemen. And very popular people in South Africa came out and threw their opinion. And one that stood out for me is one from Somizi. So let's give Somizi a listen.
The issue.
Hey everyone, quick one, I'm not going to be long. The Milnerton High School incident needs to be addressed. Something needs to be done. And more than anything else, there needs to be a lesson taught to all the other schools, the bullies, because this thing is happening. It's just that it's not documented, it's not recording. It's happening everywhere, every day, and we need to up the grip of especially for children, because that's where the ruin starts early. It starts early, and it's going to affect their future, both the bullies and the ones being bullied.
Facts.
So the Milnerton one, we must make sure that disciplinary is taken and is done. And I'm also going to call tomorrow and say and ask, so what's going on? Okay, let's take them.
Did he ever call? Because he took this video yesterday on the 21st of October. Today is the 22nd. I'm not sure if he ever called over there. But the boys have to be dealt with, if you ask my opinion. And ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take this analysis even further and say this is an indicator of a much more broader problem in South Africa. There's what we call moral degeneration in South Africa. The morale of people is down. People are just degenerate. They don't care. They just do as they please. They don't care for the next man. This is why in South Africa today, it is possible for people like Abu Hangwani Maumela to be rich and be praised and protected by politicians. And the hardworking man in South Africa today is suffering, is having it hard. You may even find that in the houses of these small boys who have bullied this other young boy, there's no father at home. So this indicates a much more deeper problem, that South African kids have no fathers. Whether what causes the fatherlessness is another subject. It's, you can debate on that. There's deep literature on fatherlessness, the causes and the effects of it. But at the end of the day, in South Africa, kids grow up without fathers, and they just grow up frustrated with a lot of bottled up emotion and anger that they go to school with and misplace it on other kids. It's something as South Africans that we must reflect on. We must root that out, intentionally root it out. So, ladies and gentlemen, what are your thoughts? Share them with me in the comments section. If you like my videos, please do not forget to hit the sub button, hit the like button, and open your notifications, because we the people speak the truth, tell the truth, and spread nothing but the truth. Your boy is out of here.